Yo, what's up, people? We're about to get started in just a moment. We're going to jump into exploring the SP404 MKII. Give me 1 second to get set up. And if this is the first time I've done this setup, so let me know if you're hearing everything right. I'm actually streaming through the SP404 on the phone right now, and then for my YouTube and Twitch subscribers right now, hopefully you hear everything and everything's going smoothly. I spent your money on the SP. Just gonna give it a double check and we're gonna get started. Yo, we in here. Let me switch. Hey, what's good, everybody? Get the cameras working. Man, I got too many things going on right now, bruh. We got the laptop camera. I'm using one of my old iPhones as a camera, and then I got my IG camera right here. But anyway, man, welcome to Findin Grooves. My name is Ian McDaniel. If you're not familiar with me, I am a producer, engineer, and artist. Welcome to the live stream. This is Findin Grooves, where every week at approximately 6:30 Pacific Standard Time, depending on technical difficulties, we actually go through and we play with new gear. Dion's asking what up. Hey, we're hanging out. We're learning about the SP404 MKII today. My homie Jay's in the building. Gucci's in the building. Lionel's in the building. And Morgan in the building. Dion's in the building. Amar's in the building. What's up, y'all? Welcome, welcome, welcome. You need some beats to trap stuff. Got you. I got you. We're probably not making no trap today because of the piece of gear that I'm working. Well, I mean, I could make trap on it, but I usually use the SP series stuff for a lot of like boom bap and stuff like that. Hey, my cousin Nias is in the building on the Twitch. What's good? What's good? So yeah, like I said, bro, today we're focusing on the SP404 MKII, brand new piece of gear from Roland. Shout out Roland. A lot of people, I mean, I waited 2 or 3 months for my I waited 2 or 3 months for this guy to come in on pre-order. They're still back ordered over at Guitar Center right now. My cousin Nia says his background study music. I love it. I'm honored to be that. So we're going to dive right into this piece of gear, man. I've been kind of on it the last 2 days. Haven't had a ton of time with it, but the first thing I want to point out that's dope is right now I'm actually streaming. All this audio is not going through my iRig, which is what I would usually use. All this audio that you're hearing right now is actually coming straight out of the SP404. So the new SP actually has a USB out and in, and you can use it as an interface for your phone. So you could pretty much like completely take the apps on your phone and jam live. I mean, I can sample straight from any musical streaming app, chop samples straight from there, do all of that. And I'll probably do a more in-depth like video in the future that's going to be cut a little bit better and stuff, and I'll do it with a nicer camera and kind of show you a few of the features that I really love. I definitely want to do a mobile setup thing. One of my favorite things about this piece of gear is that it's battery powered, so I can take it anywhere for 3.5 hours and jam out, which is fantastic. So I mean, let's just dive into it. So I would say the first thing, and most of the videos are doing this right now, the first thing that people go through is the effects, which is funny because this time around they actually called it an effector and sampler. And in the community, if you don't know, there are a lot of people who kind of talk trash, if you will, about those who don't actually produce their beats on the SP, that they use it as an effects box, which is probably primarily how I use it, to be honest. But yeah, I always thought that. I think that's funny. So now that they call it an effector as well, which is funny. So let's just jump right into it, man. As you can see, I got this camera above me. I'm using an old iPhone. Hopefully you guys can actually see. Let me fix this real quick. Can you see the whole SP? Almost. Let me just adjust this camera real quick, guys. There we go. I've got this camera on a mic stand, so it's a little weird situation, but we got it. So I've actually already made a couple beats on here, actually. So I'm just going to play this beat. I'm just going to let it loop, and then you guys will be able to hear the effects. We'll just go through the effects top to bottom. So check out this new LCD screen. This is new. If you're familiar with any of the SP series, it's usually kind of like alarm clock-ish, and that's its limitation. But with this, I mean, look, the screensaver does this. It's pretty amazing. Anyway, so I made this beat in pattern mode. So I'm just going to start the beat, what you guys were hearing earlier. So we'll just go top to bottom for all the effects. So you have your classic filter and drive. The resonator. Cool delay. By the way, all of these buttons are programmable, so I can change them to another MFX, which I'll show you later. The isolator, I can isolate certain frequencies. This everybody's favorite, the DJ FX looper is my favorite. Do those stutters. Slow the whole thing down. And then as you can see, while I'm affecting things, I can just go to another pattern in this. And all the sounds that you're hearing actually came on the SP. That vocal sample, I kind of just chopped it. Pretty cool. So now let's get into the MFX. The first one is scatter, which is kind of like a auto stutterer thing. Has different patterns. And it kind of like bit crushes and pitches too, which is super cool. And I can take the depth down if I don't want so much. So that's cool. Then they have this down, which I love this one. And so if you want to change your MFX, I can still do it doing Control 3 like in the past, but I can also use this little encoder down here and just press enter on that. So this one's called Downer. And it slows things down at whatever rate you tell it to. Super cool. You could tell it not to change the pitch. In any of the effects that have little arrows on them, like this, if you hold that encoder, you get a second menu. Now it's a whole B section to a beat. Then they have these little delay reverb things. Hadouken. Kind of like a reverb. They have like 3 or 4 different ones that are similar to that. Those are great transition effects, each of those. I still haven't mastered all of these. Tape echo, another time delay, the super filter. Very similar to the filter on the 555. You can actually set it to a rate. The classics. A saturator, which is ugly right now. Turn that drive down. And all this is great for sound design as well. One of the bigger features on here is going to be the 303 sim, the 303 vinyl sim, which has that 303 compression. And in another video, I think I'm going to actually like compare the 303 compression on here to the actual 303 and kind of see how they're different and how they're the same. I'm going to open up another project. So the other great thing about this is that not only does it have 16 gigs internal memory, you have up to 32 gigs external memory on an SD card. And now, instead of just having banks where you might have, you know, a set of pads that's all drums, a set of pads that's all samples, a set of pads that's all something else, and then you have like the last 2 banks to actually create the song if you're using the resample mode. Now they actually have projects. So it's like having multiple SPs or multiple it's really like having multiple SPs, because it not just does the last 2 banks, it's all the banks. And it's like having a whole nother SP ready to load. So if I go shift project, I have to get out of pattern mode first, and it'll tell you if you can't do something. And I can go to pattern 3 where I've made a new beat. You see it's loading, and I made this beat last night. So if I go to pattern select, that same beat's in there, but then should be one with another beat somewhere. This one. Had a couple ideas right here. And I think here's yeah, chopped a sample right here. So I'll let that play while I'll show you guys the rest of the effects. They also have the 404 vinyl sim. Unfortunately, I don't have a 404 to compare it to. I can compare it to the one on the 555, but this cassette simulator is super cool. Give you some grit. I think that one's super rad. The nice old lo-fi. Kind of like a bit crusher. All of these are great for sound design as well. Hey, what's up? And if you guys have any questions, just let me know. Of course, reverb. Which I don't think this ambient reverb, at least it's not on my 555, so that's new. Which might be nice for like drums. Also, they have now the pre-delay, which they didn't have before. Let's see. Okay, now we're getting into some of my favorites. We got the chorus here, of course. Honestly, that sounds good on the whole thing to me. But then, this is one of my favorite things. They have various Juno choruses that they've modeled. Obviously, Roland made the Juno. So this is one of my favorite things. I kind of want to stop right here for a little bit and show you guys something here. And again, I'm going to have to do multiple videos on this because there's so much to learn. Roland actually made a really great video. They put it out on the 4th. It's like an hour and a half long, teaching pretty much top down how to use this unit. And I mean, if you've used SPs in the past, you're gonna absolutely love this unit. And even if you haven't, you're gonna love this great mobile unit, because we haven't even gotten into like the newer things like the 16th levels mode and the chromatic mode. So just give me one moment. I'm gonna actually grab a guitar. No, actually, I'll do it to my voice because I'm using that input already. So let me put on the Juno chorus. I can tell it to put it on my external source, which is the voice, so you guys can hear that chorus on the voice. I can turn down the noise. I can make it more chorusy. I can add some noise. And this is actually... actually has like a Juno 1 chorus, Juno 2, which is like if you press the 2 button on a Juno, on a regular Juno. This is the Juno 1, 2, and then they also have the JX1. As if you press the 1 or 2 button on a JX1 for a Juno chorus. And I know I'm jumping all over the place, but real quick, let me show you guys this. You also have the bus effects here. So you can do 2 layers of effects now. Again, like having 2 SPs. And so I can tell this, Yo, there we go. I can actually put more settings on the input. If I go to Shift and press external source, it'll take me to the input settings. and then I can click input effects right here. I can turn that metronome off. But if I click the encoder here, I get this.
I can add, it's got like an auto pitch, where if I use this, I can put the format
at 0, so it's like normal, right? Normal. And then the pitch, yeah, I can put it at 0, so it's like normal. Ooh, but it actually has an auto tune. It actually has auto tune built in, which is freaking sick, right? So I can adjust the auto tune pitch, and I can even tell it what key. So say I want to play in D. Ooh, I've got auto tune, and that's auto tune built into this freaking sampler. So like, let me turn that off because that's gonna get annoying. Let me exit that. Exit. Now I have the auto tune on there. Let me turn that off real quick. The effects. Even have amp simulation, chorus, and I can put any of most of the input, the settings that we have before on here. He's even got a built-in vocoder. What's up, Nate? Let me exit. But yeah, I think that's super cool. Like say you're doing a live set and you can't bring a computer, so you can't run auto tune, or you're not running one of those digital mixers that has an auto tune on it. Like, I know the QSC mixer has one. I'm pretty sure that obviously the Avid one probably has something similar. Then I can take this. If I know the keys of my songs, I have auto tune on the go. And I mean, this thing is what, like $500? It's pretty great. Because it's not just that, it's a sampler and all of that. So just wanted to show you guys that real quick. But let's get back into the M effects. So I'm going to turn my beat back on. Yeah, I think it's pretty dope as well, man. So like I said, it's got all the 4 or 5 different Juno emulators. Obviously, it's got your phaser. Got all the basics. Wah. Now you can change the filter type on the wall. The slicer, which is cool. If you want to cut up a sample like that. What else? We got the tremolo. We understand what that is. Panner tremolo. Also with this one, you can pan, which you couldn't do previously with SPs. If I'm not mistaken, everything was in mono. Chromatic pitch shift. We're not even getting into the chromatic mode yet. Resonator, which is cool on bongos and stuff. Ring modulator. It's weird stuff, dude. Bit crusher. Overdrive and distortion, we know what those are. Equalizer and compression. So that's all the effects on the SP. So that's all the effects. Now let's get into some of the other features. And like I said, those effects are great for Master Effects, but they're also great for sound design, which is how I primarily use the SP. Is mainly I do use it as an effector. My 555, I kind of have it as like a piece of outboard gear, and I run stuff through it, you know. So yeah, those are all the effects. Now let's get into some of the other really cool things that were not available on previous SPs. Because of the screen, now we even have an auto chop mode, as well as this. They have a feature called Loopback, where basically it's as if you had 25 seconds of tape always playing in the background. So if I click this, everything that's gone through this SP, if I click this flashing mark button, other really cool things that were not available. Other really cool things that were not available on previous SPs. Because of the screen. Yeah. So then I could take that and put it on a pad, and then I could chop it up, I could affect it, I could do whatever I want. So like, for example, if I played a really cool drum loop, let me find some drums. All of these drums actually came on here. I haven't loaded up any of my own drums. That's not cool. So say I love that. That's not cool. Actually, it looks like you have to turn off the external source first, and then you could do it. You feel me? So if I turn off the external source, actually, it looks like you have to turn off the external source first, and then you could do it. You feel me? So if I turn off the external source, it didn't capture that part. It might be because of the record settings. Yeah, because I have the routing as internal in only, but if I change it to mix, it'll do both. So that's something I just learned on the fly that actually applies to your loopback as well. So if you want your loopback to be everything going into your SP, you're going to use mix. Also, the metronome is no longer included, so you can use the metronome and it won't show up on here. So if I exit, might be because of the record settings. Yeah, because I have the routing as internal in only, but if I change it to mix, it'll do both. So that's something I just learned. Now you see like the metronome wasn't there, but let's do this one more time so I can show you the loopback function. Now you see like the metronome was. And now I've just saved that to a pad. You feel me? And I could add stuff on top of that if I want. I would let you be on the live video, but unfortunately, the way that it's plugged up, I've never done it with the SP. I don't want to mess up the live. So if you have any questions, just like send it in the chat. I would love for you to be in the live video, but I don't know how I'm going to be able to hear you because everything's, well, maybe this would be a good time to try. I just don't want to mess up the live. Let's see what happens. Wait, no, not this time. Wait, no, we're not going to do it this time. But yo, just ask any question you have, Jeremy. And yes, because I'm not sure, because when you're doing IG live, what I've noticed, at least when I've used the iRig, what I've noticed, at least when I use the iRig, is that, let me fix this. One second, guys. Okay. Anyway, what I've noticed when I'm using the iRig is that it tries to default to the iPhone camera microphone, and then when you come back into using your external piece of gear on your phone when you're streaming, it'll no longer take it. And you have to start the stream over. You can't unplug it and plug it back in. So that'd be an interesting thing to see how that works in the future, but not right now. But Jeremy, if you have any questions, please put your question in the chat thing here. Where was I? Oh yeah, now we have that. So the same thing goes for any external. Any external sound. So if I'm not mistaken, my Apollo's actually, like my computer and my interface are actually plugged into the SP right now. So let's see if that. We have that. So the same actually. So let's see if into the SP right now. Like Apollo's actually. It looks like you can only actually have like one external source at a time going. So right now I have the line in the back, and I don't think it's receiving any of that. I don't think so. But I'm curious to see. No. If I send this to Q2, let me try something here. Uh-oh, I think we just cracked the case, guys. Check it out. So I just want to show you guys this real quick. You can actually play pretty much anything that's plugged up to it, whether that's via USB or audio. It'll play through into the loopback, and then I can chop that up. So, for example, if I pulled up a song, let me see a song that I would want to sample. Liked songs, just on a list of songs here. Let's play this. Okay, so I've played that. So I've saved that to an empty pad. Now you can actually, the pads are way better, by the way, on the new SP. I can change it to fixed velocity mode. And now you can actually chop samples visually because of this new screen, which is great. And then what's even more cool, what I'm about to do is I'm going to delete these off of here. Exit. So I can give some room. So you can just multi-select and delete now, which I don't think you could do previously, which is pretty dope. Again, if you guys have any questions, specific questions, let me know. So if I go to current pad, let me just turn this pad up real quick. So I can chop this now so if I select this and I go to start end, I can obviously see it. I'm going to normalize it real quick. Also, they have quick normalizing, which is cool because like sometimes you record something in too low. You can just like quickly normalize it, which is dope. Now that's normalized. So I can actually chop this now by pressing shift chop, and I can chop it by just tapping instead of having to chop, you know, how you had to do on the old SPs, like chop it, do the start end point, till you get the right thing. You can just do it super quick. So I don't have that many. Okay. So I've played that. I don't have that many pads open. I only have 4 pads available. So what I can do is in that, now that I've chopped it, press enter, and then I can assign to pad. You can also, hey, what's up, Jimmy? You can also auto chop like by transient, which is super cool. It's not something I've done on it yet. You can auto chop by transient or by like a number of regions, like you can do in Ableton. So I'm picking which ones that I want to be on here. Now that chop is there, but I don't like that. Let me delete this real quick. I'm going to try the auto chop again. I just didn't chop in the right spot. So shift chop. Okay. So I've played that. And now I can assign it. So assign to pad. And you can edit the marks there too, but now I have them assigned so I can check it out. That one needs to start a little quicker. And sometimes you can, I don't have to use the screen. I can still go by ear like I used to on the older SPs, which is cool. I can exit that. Even reverse it. What's up, Leah? I really like that. So then I can kind of figure out what the tempo of that is. And if I press shift, you see all these little words underneath the pads. That's telling you what the shift function is. So let me quickly show you guys chromatic mode just because it's super cool. Because I think I'm going to have to split this up into 2 videos. Or just make this a really long video. But you see if I go shift chromatic. Now I can play it chromatically, which is great for making bass lines. And then what you can do, unfortunately, you can't use chromatic mode in the pattern mode, so it won't understand that information, right? So like, say I had a bass note and I wanted to play doo doo ba doo boo doo ba doo ba doo ba doo. From what I understand, I can't use that mode in pattern mode. However, what I could do is just have a metronome playing and play that, and then use the loopback feature, right? Or what I've done for like more simple bass lines is I've just resampled. You know, I know in the bass line I'm only going to play 5 different notes or 4 different notes. I just resampled note there, note there, note there, note there. You know, you could do it that way too. So, but I like this, what we got. Even just and even how I just did that now from there. Baseline, I'm only gonna play 5. I have that on this pad, so I can just edit this pad. So, but I like this. I like. Normalizing it real quick so we can chop it better. I like that. You can also set different spots for the loop points if you're using loop. But now I got that looping and I feel good about it. And I can even affect it and resample it, right? So what you can do, I can tell if I press remain, I can tell these pads to not be affected by the MFX. So now if I turn, I like that even better with the DJ effects looper. You feel me? Like now we're cooking. So what I could do is, I like how it sounds with the DJ FX looper. Do I like how it sounds without it? Not really. So I'm gonna resample this, and I'm gonna delete some of these pads that I know I'm not gonna need right now. Why? Because we have the project mode. I have all the initial sounds that come on the SP. I have them in project 1. So if I ever want them, I can always get back to them and copy that project. Honestly, at this point, we should probably make this a new project, right? So what I would do now is shift project. It's asking me to select 1, 2, or 3 because that's what I have, right? But I'm going to select 4. Oh, crap. I didn't mean to do that. I was supposed to copy that project first to save it. But maybe if I go back to project 3, it'll be there. I don't think it's there unless you save it, though. So it is. Thank God. So I'm going to copy that to a new project, right? So shift project, copy 3 to 4, copy it. So now I can work over here and I got a whole new thing going on. What's up, Yay? Bermuda Yay in the building. Hopefully I'll see you this weekend, bud. So now that's copying over. And again, if you guys are on the Instagram and you want to see my screen so you can actually see the SP404, get on my Twitch, twitch.com/IanMcDanielMusic if I'm not mistaken. Get on Twitter, all those places. I don't know. Wherever you're at, get on it. Anyway, so let's keep rocking with this. I love that. So I know, like I said, I know I love that. So I want to resample that to a pad. I'm going to delete these two. Some of these I can delete, so I'm not ever going to probably use them. Or I can take all of this to an emptier bank. This has like all the beats that I made previously. So I'm actually going to delete this whole bank. Since I'm in this new project, everything that I have in that bank is still on project 3. I'm on project 4, which I copied over, so I can delete it with confidence and know I have space and room. And then I can go back to where I was. And I can actually move this pad. If I go shift, exchange, I can grab that pad and all its parameters and bring it over here and press copy. And then it's done. Now that pad's not over there, it's over here. With the same DJ effects loop on it. Same presets, whatever. And now if I was using resample, like the resample method, I could just now using the resample method and just pressing the flashing mark up there, which is the loopback mode. And now if I was using resample, there we go. And the drums will be on top, but let me... using. Oh, the drums actually aren't on top. Oh, it's because I don't have it going there. Because my record settings, exit. I need to go. So how I might do that? I might use the pattern mode. This is when I think the pattern mode can kind of come in handy. All right, Jimmy. So I might go ahead and use the pattern mode. Delete all these patterns on this bank that I'm not going to use so I can have space for this new song. And then I like what I've seen so far in like the 2 days that I've had this piece of gear is that I like to do my drums in the pattern mode, and then I can resample them in a loop. Because then I can kind of play it to a metronome. So I can go to exit this, get out of pattern mode, go to tap tempo, and I know I want. It's around 75. If I tap that tempo, exit that, come back to pattern select, record. It's already at 75. And I know my drums I don't want them quantized. Actually, I might like my kick and snare quantized. So I'll put that at a 32 with a little swing on it. And 2 bars should be enough, right? And I put it in rehearsal mode by pressing record again until I find my drums again. I don't want those. I want the little lo-fi kind of ones. And what's cool is I don't like what I did right there, actually. So I can go to pattern select and shift undo. I can delete that pattern and try again because I accidentally started pressing stuff I wasn't trying to press. Same idea. Put in rehearsal mode. So even though rehearsal is going to go away when the record is flashing, it's in rehearsal mode. Learn something. So now I can find my drums. There they are. They're in white still. And can exit that. Now I got that. And now to make sure it fits, I can play that exit pattern mode and then play that loop. So it's off a little bit. That's when like just the pure resample might be helpful, you feel me? See, that's the thing. I don't love how I did them drums without the sample. So I would go back Oh, that's the DJ effects looper wasn't on. That's why. Oh, so wait, let me play it again. Now if I was using resample, like the resample method, I could just now if I was using sometimes you just gotta tweak it till it's right, you feel me? So that's how you could do it via the resample. Now I have part A and part B. Then I can put that on a loop. That loop's off though, because you gotta change the loop point to be the beginning. There we go. So this is where 16 levels mode to me would be effective. So I can play that ride really low. So now that's this part. Now I got with the ride added. Now I kind of want to add some guitar. Notice all these sounds have been on there other than the one which you can record out of your phone on a mobile setup at any time. Tune this guitar really stupidly to make it be in tune with the sample, which is weird. So a half step down for everything. That the external source input settings might become in handy. So now I'm going to change the routing to external in only. I'm going to exit this. This is like a great time to go to the utility menu. Was it the EFX settings? Nope. Utility menu, input settings. Yeah, it is input settings. Exit input settings, and then mess with the input effects. Right. So this would be a good time probably for like the guitar amp simulator. Maybe not that one. That's terrible. I hate it. I hate it. My live video ended. I don't know why IG just quit. But let's throw this line on here real quick and get out. Probably a good sign to leave. Bro, I forgot. I forgot I was still streaming. Yo, we'll come back to the SP next week. I'm still, as you can see, I'm still figuring it out. Oh, I think my loop that I'm making is 3 bars, and I need to be 4. Anyway, I'm in the zone. See you guys next week. Maybe this track will be finished. But yeah, SP404, dude, is great. Oh, I didn't see you there. What's good, bro? My boy Javi's in the building. But yeah, dudes, I will probably see you guys next week. Yeah, just in the zone. Loving it, man.